It's the Boxing Coop. Reality alert. Like, share, and subscribe. Now let's get it popping. Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford have a undisputed match coming up September the 13th of 2025. And it's going to be real. And my pick is Terrence Crawford. And I'm going to tell you why. Terrence Crawford, over the years, have fought good, elite opponents. Now, Canelo Alvarez can sit and nitpick about Crawford's resume, but one thing for sure is Canelo is known for ducking. Now, to say Canelo has fought a lot of elite fighters is asinine, because Canelo, known throughout his career, is being a duck. Because me personally, I know why he ducked Demetrius Andrade, and he do too. He know Demetrius Andrade's style is terrible for him. It's a bad choice for him. It was a bad fight for him, and he did the right thing in ducking Demetrius Andrade. But in reality, Canelo is not as elite as people are saying he is. He's not, because if he was elite, he would have fought David Benavidez, who called Canelo out aggressively for at least 2+ years. And David Benavidez is a tough fight, and it's a bad style matchup for Canelo Alvarez too. And the reason why I say Crawford would beat Canelo Alvarez is because Crawford is a bad style matchup for Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez don't know how to cut the ring off. He's flat-footed. He uses the same combinations, and he's slower. He's not a very quick fighter. Now, granted, he does have power, so Crawford will have to watch out for his power. But other than that, Crawford got it in the bag, man. And I'm just waiting to hear what the excuses is going to be when Terrence Crawford beat him. Because Terrence Crawford, whether people want to admit it or not, at the time, Victor Postal was a problem. A lot of people ducked Victor Postal. Even Danny Garcia, in which Danny Garcia ducked Terrence Crawford too. And a lot of fighters over there at the PBC, they want to say, well, Terrence Crawford ain't got the names on his resume. It wasn't because Terrence Crawford didn't go after the fighters. He actively pursued the fighters in the PBC, but the matchmakers in PBC knew that Terrence Crawford would mess up the money. That's why they made they divided the street, and they started promotional gangbanging. And Al Heyman and them over there at the PBC knew who Terrence Crawford was, what he would do. And people like to say that Errol Spence was too big for the division. He stayed at 147 too long. They said that the car wreck had messed him up, and the fight would have been closer, or Errol Spence would have beat Crawford before the accident. And I don't think so, because Errol Spence is a pressure fighter. He's a come forward fighter. And Terrence Crawford is known as a counter puncher. He's an excellent counter puncher. And Errol Spence make a lot of mistakes in the ring. And the fighters that he was fighting, they let him make those mistakes. But not with Terrence Crawford. He capitalized on all the mistakes that Errol Spence made in the ring. And that was the difference in the fight. It wasn't the car wreck, and it wasn't him standing at 147 too long, and it wasn't him coming in the ring looking high, or whatever y'all want to say. He looked perfectly normal to me. Errol Spence was doing what Errol Spence normally do, but that don't work against an excellent counter puncher. And the way Crawford used his angles, and that's gonna be the same thing when it comes to Canelo. Crawford is gonna make Canelo pay for every mistake that he makes. Now, granted, Canelo is gonna get some good shots in on Crawford, and I'm interested to see how Crawford takes Canelo power, which I don't think Canelo is gonna be able to hit him as much as people thinking he's gonna be able to hit Crawford. Because after the Majamov fight, people like to say that Crawford, he has no legs, he don't move around like he do. But I think in the Majamov fight and the Spence fight, Crawford wanted to stand in the pocket and bang with him. It's different strokes for different folks. You're not gonna go in a fight fighting the same way you did against another opponent. And that's where Errol Spence and fighters like that fall short is because they got one mode, and that's going forward. And when going forward don't work, they have no game plan. And that's essentially what the Mexican style of boxing is. It's head first, throwing punches. But sometimes when you get in there with people like Terrence Crawford, Floyd Mayweather, and people along them lines that know how to utilize the ring and evade from getting hit as much, and they can hit you as many times as you hit them, that's how they win. And Canelo, he's not going to be able to cut the ring off on Terrence Crawford. Even if they have a smaller ring, an 18 by 18 ring, I don't think Canelo is skilled enough or has the better footwork to corner Terrence Crawford and just bang on him. It's not gonna work like that. The theory that people are coming up with saying like Canelo is gonna do this and do that, y'all must not know who Terrence Bud Crawford is and why he's the #1 pound for pound boxer in the world and been like that for a long time now, ever since Andre Ward retired. And hey, like I said, I'm just waiting to hear the excuses, because I know the excuse is gonna come. It's gonna be like, oh, Canelo, he's gotten old, or Canelo, he didn't prepare for the fight, or Canelo, it's gonna be something. The Mexican excuse factory is gonna be working hard, just like the black excuse factory when he went in there and watched Errol Spence. But anyways, that's my take on the situation. And like I said, Terrence Crawford will be 3 times undisputed, and he will still remain pound for pound undisputed and the undefeated champion. But it's the Boxing Coop. Reality alert. Like, share, and subscribe.